This is Winnie Saulala. I'm a specialist with the Reuters Foundation, and you're listening to the Encourages podcast.
Man, we're great to be back, and we're rolling. We're up and rolling right now. And our special guest today, this evening with us, is Winnie Saulala,
Hi,
and
guys.
coming to us from Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Right
Yeah.
on. Sweet, man. This is exciting. Thank you, Winnie, for taking your time for being here with us. And I'm sure a lot of people are anxious and excited to hear about this podcast and having you on the show today with us. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good. Thank you guys for having me. Noticed we talked about it like a few months ago, so happy we're finally sitting down and getting a chance to talk.
I know. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. So, life happens, right? We move at the pace of life and yeah, but we're here now and we're thankful to have you with us and of course Jake Smalls being in the East Coast, North Carolina. Thank you for being here, Jake. How you doing right now, Jake? I see you have your kumete with us. Do you
Oh
have
yeah,
some
if
cow?
if you guys want to get the angle,
Oh,
there's the
Oh,
good
you're
angle.
ready.
You know,
every
you
show
know.
Jake's got to have his kava, man. Uh,
Yeah, here we go.
yeah, it's crazy. Awesome. It looks good. It looked great. Was that the same kava we had when we were in Denver?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So when you Notice and I met up in Denver a couple weeks ago, I was there for one of this. We got a little side project going on the. We're trying to chase our dreams, kind of like the example you set. To level up, and then not just in this life, but for the generations to follow. We're trying to forge a path that no one in our family has done yet, and maybe we can make it easier for others or bring some others along the way.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds very cool.
So we had some time to mix
Yeah.
and talk about that
Always
while
got to
we were
make time
over
for
there.
that.
Right, 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 right. Guilty as charged.
Yeah,
So Winnie, like we definitely, notice obviously has more experience with you, and we definitely kind of want to get your origin story, but just give us a sense. How are things right now? Is life crazy? Are you able to breathe right now? Like what's going on in your world with your work life? Is it crazy right now, or are you able to breathe a little bit?
Yeah, right now it's kind of crazy. I know everyone always expects the off season to be a little more laid back, but for us, there's always something going on. I am a specialist for the Raiders Foundation, and every May we put on an annual gala. So we're getting ready for that. It's about in a month, and I'm also on the leadership committee of our AAPI employee resource group. So I'm also planning our AAPI Heritage Celebration in May. So there's a lot of things going on. And then there's always volunteer opportunities, different ways to get connected to the community. So those are always popping up as well. So,
Okay, so if you hit me with gala,
mhm.
like maybe when I was 30, I probably still didn't know what that meant.
yeah, for real.
Walk us through like what that is and then like what the theme is and all the fun stuff with that.
Yeah, sure. So, our we host a Silver and Black Gala. This year will be our third one, and we're a little different from other galas in the fact that we invite. It's by invite only, and instead of people being able to buy tables. But the reason for this is just we like to invite our closest partners, our closest alumni, players. We'll have coaches there, and it's just for a way for us to get together with the community and raise funds for mental health resources in Nevada. So currently in Nevada, we're one of the worst. We rank last in mental health resources. And so we're trying to help change that. Last year, with the help of our generous community, we were able to raise $3 million. So we're always trying to raise as much money as possible. And then that just goes back out into the community to organizations who are doing great work in this space.
Winnie, I blame Reno for you guys being last. Just kidding, just kidding.
Hey,
No,
No,
we're
there's a
I
trying to
love
north.
fix
Reno.
it.
I love Reno.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
But
incredible.
that's great that you're changing it. So are like how much in depth do you have your dress ready? People dress to the nines, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
um do you have a different one from last year? Like how's all that going?
Um, don't have one yet, but last year I waited until like the last minute, and that was probably a nightmare. I shouldn't have done it, but I was so focused on other things. So I probably should start thinking about that this year. So maybe after this call, I'll start looking into it.
So so you go like retro as long as it's silver and black, you're like good to go,
Yeah,
or is
honestly,
it okay?
we in the invite we say silver and black like cocktail attire, but honestly, it's up to you. It's at your interpretation. So whatever anyone wants to wear. But yeah, you could go retro if you'd want.
Like top hat with the coattails and the cane. You gotta
Yeah,
go.
that's your thing. I mean, go for it.
That would that be good for like I think silver and black. That would rock it. Think like Dumb and Dumber, but better
Yeah.
and better and more classy, as if you like walked out of the 1800s. I think that would look good for
Yeah, exactly. I think you get great pictures out on the surf,
it.
you know?
That's dope. I didn't know it was by invite only. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so we are unique in that aspect. I know other nonprofits usually sell tables,
Hmm.
and that's how they put on the money. That's how they collect money to put on the event, but we are a little bit different in that way.
Man, that's sheesh. That's amazing. I bet you people are dying to know and understand like how did you get into how did you come into this position? Like what was your journey like getting into be- an NFL team, an NFL foundation?
Yeah, honestly, I fell into nonprofit work accidentally. So I grew up in the Bay Area, and I grew up in poly households. I'm Tongan, so I know in most Tongan households, football is a huge thing. Everyone says faith, family, football.
Hmm.
So on the weekends, I used to go to my cousins' games, and my dad is a huge Eagles fan. And so
Eagles?
yes, so he's from Alaska, but there was obviously there's no team there, but one
Hmm.
of the first Tongan players to play in the NFL played for the Eagles, Vai.
Mm.
And so he was an Eagles fan, so I grew up watching football with him. That was the way that we bonded. So when I was growing up, I knew that I always wanted to work in sports. And originally I wanted to be a sports commentator.
Right
And
on.
very quickly, I found out that I don't enjoy public speaking. So I thought it probably wouldn't be the best route for me. I ended up moving to Vegas. I got this part-time job with the Raiders because I was very determined. I knew, okay, maybe sports commentating isn't for me, but I knew I still wanted to go into sports. I wasn't sure what that route would look like, but I joined this ambassador program that the Raiders have, and it's a great program. You get to there's about maybe 100 ambassadors every year, but it's a great chance for you to kind of meet different people. You're basically helping different departments put on their events or organize different things that they have coming up. So you work with alumni, you work with community relations, you work with football development, you work with foundation, sometimes marketing. Like it's the best way to kind of get to show face and kind of see to get your foot in the door. And so I did that for 2 years. And going into my second season, um, someone reached out. I guess they didn't have anyone in the foundation, and my name had come up. So they just wanted to see if I would be willing to try it out. I was still an ambassador, but just kind of like helping them with like office, like administrative stuff,
Mhm.
if I would be interested in doing that, and then also helping them on game days. So I came in and I fell in love with the work. I'm so passionate about football, about sports, and being able to give that back to the community. That was just the perfect blend. And so I did that for a few months, and then eventually they pulled me in full time, and I've been here ever since. So it was accidental. I didn't know I wanted to work in nonprofit, especially for a team. I didn't even know this role existed beforehand. So
Whoa. That that's huge. And congratulations. Now you've been with the Raiders Foundation are you going on your fifth season, the sixth?
So with the foundation, I'm going on my third season with the foundation, but I was an ambassador 2 seasons, so this is coming up on my fifth season total with the team.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope. That is
Yeah,
dope. A lot of people don't know, but I sit on the board for a nonprofit up here in Reno. It's called FKP Global Services Inc. And
yeah,
we help run a nonprofit up here to serve the underserved parts of the Reno, Northern Nevada community. And let's see. So we started a backpack drive, I think in 2023. And then our second year, running the backpack drive, we reached out to the Raiders Foundation for donations or some kind of any kind of support, really, just to reach out to them. And since 2020, I think 2020, yeah. So every year, except for our inaugural year, the Raiders Foundation has been partnered with us and helping us support our backpack drive up here in Reno, Nevada. So, man, it is huge to know that you're down in Vegas, that you're part of this organization, and you've been connected with them. Um, Actually, the first time you guys reached out, you guys sent us some tickets to come and watch a Raiders game.
Yeah.
I didn't get the chance to meet you in when we were down there, but everyone else did. Everyone else in the suite got to meet you. But I was upstairs touring. Someone gave me a tour of the upstairs facilities inside the Raider Stadium, and I'm gonna tell you right now that Raider Stadium. If you've never been to the Raider Stadium, it's like this is how I describe it. It's like a hotel with a football field in the middle. That's how I describe it. It's like a hotel, like with a high class hotel with a
Yeah.
big old football stadium and right or football field right in the middle of the hotel.
Yeah, yeah. I'm biased, but I think we have the best stadium in the league.
I think. Well, I've been to the Chiefs Stadium. I haven't been in the Patriots Stadium, but Jake, he grew up right outside the Patriots Stadium, and that stadium looks massively huge. Been to
And
the.
it's been going through some updates, but
Mhm.
so like the first stadium I was familiar with was the old one, and that one ended up getting torn down, right? So that was like
Mhm.
right in the first few, early 2000s, right? Is when they switched over to the other one, and so you think it's gone another 20 some odd years, so they're having to do some updates already. So when it first did it, yeah, it was fire. But
Yeah.
Vegas. I think the players have voted the Vegas stadium the best, if not the best stadium in the NFL right now too. You're hearing it from the fans. You're hearing from everybody that gets to go experience it. So they kind of set the standard. But think they were luring teams away from Cali, right?
Yeah.
To come be there. And upon reflection, it's like the perfect place for an NFL team to be.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Well, any
Yeah,
professional sport, I think, too.
yeah.
They
I mean,
just
if you look, sorry, if you
no. You
look
go
back
ahead.
like 15 years, like there was no sports teams here. And now to see how much it's grown, it's becoming a sports and entertainment capital. So it's great to see.
Mhm.
They want NBA next, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah, they just voted on that. So we'll see.
Oh, what? For real?
Yeah.
That's
They think they voted on exploring Seattle and Vegas as expansion.
Vegas is gonna get it.
Yep.
They're gonna get it.
They they got influence everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, we'll
That-
take it.
But hey,
And,
shout
and
out to the.
and now you got Pretty Boy, face of the franchise, to help, good old Tom Brady to help pitch people down there. He's gonna sweet talk them all, and then drop a LFG and everyone will get fired up and say yes.
Hey, he knows what it takes to win, so we'll take
Hey,
it.
Right.
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Have you met Tom? Got a chance to meet him?
I haven't had a chance to meet him, but when he first came in, we had like a big welcoming
Hmm.
kind of ceremony. Everyone came to the lobby and just like kind of welcomed him in. He made a speech, got everyone fired up. So
What?
I saw him from afar, but I didn't get to meet him up close. But he's very tall.
Is he? Dang, yeah. He seems like a very tall
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Hey, but shout out to the Bay Area. He's from the Bay Area. You're from the
He
Bay
is.
Area.
He is. Yeah, yeah. So he went to, I'm Catholic, so I went to an all-girls Catholic school.
Okay.
And our brother's school, which is the all-boys school, that's the high school that he went to. So it's all
Oh,
crazy.
Is Pete Catholic as well? Notice
I've heard that, but I'm not sure. I think someone might have told me that.
Paul. Are you- I
uh,
was talking to Paul
I think
Fanica
so.
in our chat in our group. We have Paul. Do you know Paul Fanica?
He's
I
from the
don't think so.
Bay. He's from the
He's
Bay
from the
Area.
Bay. Yeah,
The Fanico family.
yeah.
Okay. Huh.
His brother Drew. Paul played in the NFL a number of years for a bunch of different teams, and then his sister played basketball at ASU. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Paul. Yeah, Paul was drafted to the Eagles when he was drafted
Oh,
to
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, your
Hmm.
dad probably knows him.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta ask my dad.
And that's funny that your dad loved the Eagles because of Isaac Hess. Isaac Hess was my second cousin. That's my cousin.
No way.
That's my
That's so
real cousin. Our
fun.
dads are yeah, our dads are brothers.
What a
His
small world.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, my dad and I got a chance to meet him in Utah a few years ago, and my dad was so excited. He told him like, "You're the reason I'm an Eagles fan." It was pretty cool. Yeah,
So he knows Vi when he used to go down, make a touchdown, and he boxed
yeah,
the
yeah,
goalpost.
yeah. That's what he grew up watching.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's wild. That you've taken quite a journey to get to where you are right now. That's man, hats off. And I want to say that are you I think you might be like the first Polynesian female woman to work for an NFL team, I think. I don't know of anyone else or heard of anyone else that have worked for an actual NFL team. Do you know of anyone or
No, I don't know. I had someone reach out to me last summer. She's Tongan. She's from Boston, but now she lives in Chicago. She works for the Bulls, so she works for an NBA team. So she's the only other Tongan that I've met that works in pro sports. But I'm sure I don't know if there's I don't know any others.
Tongan from Boston?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I think
That's what's
maybe she said
up.
her mom was from Boston, and so
Hmm.
they like
Okay.
that's where her family was from.
There was
But
one family I remember growing up that was they were Samoan, they were fire dancers.
mhm.
That's the only Polynesian before I went to college out west, and some of the boys ended up being my roommates. That's kind of how I met, all the you, long time ago how I met and got adopted into my Tonga brothers.
Nice.
But yeah, so I had very little. And I went on a mission for my church and then went into college on the Idaho-Wyoming border. And that's where I kind of ran into some big old football players that were like scary looking, giant, but super nice. And they all sang and played the uke.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my first kind of introduction, which was, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Yeah, no, she's like the only one that I know of, but I'm always looking to see, when you like go into new spaces, you're always looking for someone who looks like you or someone that you
Yeah.
can relate on background wise, but I haven't met anyone yet. So I'd be happy if anyone's any other women in pro sports that are Polynesian.
I
Yeah.
know
Mhm.
without spilling the beans, I know you've inspired a lot of younger girls that now like look up to you and are looking to follow your footsteps. So I know of some specific examples. So just know you're having like an impact, like the size of an asteroid, and then slowly that's spreading out, and a lot of people are looking up to you and looking to kind of follow a similar path to you as well.
No, that's an honor, honestly. Like when I was growing up, there was no one who looked like me that was in this space. So if I can help, like you said earlier, pave the way and make it easier for people following behind me, it's always an honor.
Okay, so time for a tough. We've broken the ice. Time for a tough question. I don't know if
Okay.
you're ready. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think that you had no one else to look to? Why do you think you made it to where you are? What can you attribute to your success that you've had in making it and working in getting to the position that you're in right now?
That's a good question. I would say, I feel like networking has gotten me like to where I am. Just like showing face and getting your name out there. It's the biggest thing that you can do for yourself. It's so important, especially in the sports industry. And I know, like, I also think I was lucky I met the right people at the right time. And they were able to bring me in. So I think it was a mix of things, honestly. And obviously, when you're coming in, when you're networking, you also have to work to basically maintain what people are like. If you're getting recommended, I mean, like you got to work
Mhm.
to maintain that image. So I think when I came in, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna work as hard as I can. You might find other people who probably are more qualified to be in this field, but I'm gonna work like so hard that people you can't outwork me. Basically, is what I was the
Let's
mindset that I had
go.
coming into it. And so yeah, I don't know. I think it was like a mix of things, but that's a good question.
Okay, we're going to dive deeper.
Okay.
So you say network.
Mhm.
Imagine there's a girl and she just has a blank stare. She's like, "What does that mean to network? How did you network? I can't just stand in a corner and someone will just advocate for me." So tell us like what made you special about the way you networked in the way you
Mhm.
communicated and in the way I imagine you probably sought out some people that gave you good guidance as well, and then became advocates or maybe mentors for you. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I tried I just talked to as many people as I can. And I think one of the people that I met was Piper Overstreet, right? I know Notice has met her a few times. She's our senior vice president of government and community relations. She's amazing.
Shout
She
out
was
to Piper.
Yes,
Piper's
shout out to Piper. She was one of the people that kind of put my name in the ring basically when this position came up. So I can't thank her enough. She's obviously the reason I'm here, and so I think I built a good relationship and also with her, but also with everyone coming into the Raiders. When I was a part-time, I wanted to make sure that I like didn't burn any bridges. And like I said earlier, I just tried to work as hard as I can. I was picking up as many shifts as I could, just trying to basically you're going to see me like you're going to hear my name, you're going to see me, so when a position opens up, hopefully you'll think of me and know that my work ethic speaks for itself. And so luckily once something came up, Piper was a big advocate for me. And I'm lucky. I work in her team now, and I work under Carrie Uehara. She's my executive director and VP of philanthropy. She's always looking to, I think, give. She's AAPI heritage, so she grew up in Hawaii. She's Japanese, but she's always looking to kind of get us women who are kind of a similar background in the room with her as well. So I think, like I said, I was lucky meeting a bunch of people at the right
How
time.
did you meet Piper to begin with? Was it like an interview or was it just luck? You ran into somebody in the building? How did that all go?
Yeah, so I worked as an ambassador. You get to work training camp, and so that was my favorite. Those are my favorite shifts. We're out in the heat, but I'm like this close to the practice field, so I'm getting to see the team in action.
oh,
So
that's dope.
I picked up all the training camp shifts that I could. Those are my favorite shift to work. And so one of the training camp shifts, she had come in, and I had known of Piper because Piper's from Alaska. My dad is from Alaska. And so my dad had mentioned that he knew someone that came to the Raiders. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll run into her, like, and I'll like introduce myself. And so that was maybe my first year. That was my first year with the Raiders. My second season, I saw her like coming in, and I like stopped her and I was like, "Hi, so sorry." I was like, "Are you Piper?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think my dad knows you, but I'm an ambassador." Basically, I just introduced myself, and she was like, "It's so great to meet you." She's so great. Like if you meet Piper in person, like she's amazing. She's a people person.
Mhm.
She's really cool. But I got to drive her around in a golf cart basically, to get her to the other side of the field, and I basically just spent that time like talking to her, and we kind of hit it off. And then I think like maybe a few months later, I would see her throughout, like whenever I would have pick up a shift, I would see her. She'd see me working. And then that was in July. And then probably in October, I got a call from the head of the ambassador program. And she was like, "Hey, um, we have a position that would be with the foundation. Piper mentioned your name. We just want to know if you were interested." So, like I said, she's great. Can't thank her enough.
Man, for real. Shout out to Piper for real, for real. She
Yeah,
is her. If
she
you,
is. She
she
is.
is her for reals. She is the dopest, most genuine person you could ever meet, like ever, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, she's amazing.
I
Shout
had a
out to
ch
Piper, but also
right.
shout out to Winnie
For
too
real.
for seizing the opportunity because for people
Exactly.
listening that are like maybe on the cusp, right? Because this is like our message as we find our way, we want other people to find their way too, right?
Yeah,
And even if we have to drag a few of them, but some people are like you are forging their way through it. And so you got to take the opportunities in front of you, introduce yourself, say hi, find something
yeah,
in common. You can't just sit in the corner and expect things. You can make things happen simply by, I could tell from you obviously have really good, bright, friendly energy that people just want to be around you, right? Like that's something that is innate. you grew up with that, or you created it as you grew up in your family, probably, if I had to guess.
Mhm.
Um, but those are the things I'm just kind of picking up, that those are the little tidbits that we can pass on to everybody else that's aspiring to try out for an ambassador program, or whatever it may be, to kind of move forward and then befriend people everywhere, and you'll end up networking with the right people if you keep that attitude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if some how does someone find an ambassador program, or what do they do before that to get ready for something like this?
So, the ambassador program is actually, they've pride themselves, they're actually one of one. There's no other team in the NFL that has an ambassador program. They might call it an ambassador program, but the way that it functions, no other team has. So, but I would say there's teams always have like different versions of this. But I would say for me, knowing my personality, I had to get out of my comfort zone first. And that happened. I actually had a second job, like while I was being an ambassador, because it's only part-time, but I was determined. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna try to find a way to make it work. My family lives in the Bay, so I'm the only one who lives here. So had to make ends meet somehow. I picked up a second job, and I was a sales and services manager at Tory Burch on the Strip. And I'm naturally very shy, but that kind of obviously sales and services, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be okay with being told no, and like you have to kind of work for the sale. So that honestly, I always credit that job as it helped me grow so much professionally, because it got me out of my comfort zone and got me okay with doing things I wouldn't normally do. So then when I started the ambassador program, I was already ready to go up to people and say, "Hey, like this, hi, I'm Winnie. Like this is what it's nice to meet you." Like kind of like you said, I can't just sit back in the room and kind of expect things to come to me. So that's something that I learned, and I guess that's something that you can take away, like kind of getting outside of your comfort zone and really growing and knowing. I would say like growing your skills. I think our president Sandra, she's this really good quote where she says, "There's only 32 teams, so work on your skill set. So when you're there, you're the best at what you do. You
Wow.
know, so they can't like deny you basically."
Oh, that's deep.
Where's the fire button?
For real. Jake, do you still have that stuff, Jake? That little template where you can press and make sound effects? Do you still have that one?
Yeah, I have not
Oh,
used it, and I have a new computer set up, so I don't know
oh,
if it
that's right.
works with this, but yeah, I found the fire button. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to man, that's a great quote. That's a something just to take in and realize if you really want to go for what you gotta get out of yourself
Mhm.
and make yourself available. Really, that's I think that's a hard step for a lot of people. But if you really want to pursue what
Yeah.
you're trying to do, that's what you got to do. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Shout out
We
to
don't like it's like a survival instinct to not be uncomfortable
yeah. Of course.
until you become comfortable, until you get some sort of, it's kind of funny wordplay here, but you get comfortable with the uncomfortable because you know that's how you're going to grow, right? So
Yeah,
sometimes you got to like trick yourself, or have, and then you end up becoming back comfortable again. You get good at something, and then it becomes second nature. And then in order to grow again, you got to step out of that comfort zone again, right?
yeah, yeah.
And,
Exactly.
and and your brain is like literally lying to you, telling you you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it, or you'll do the next time, or you'll start tomorrow, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, people like you have become comfortable being uncomfortable to get where you are. So, that's great advice that was given to us many times, and yet we have to repeat that lesson again and again.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously it's harder said than done, but
Mm.
that's it's one of the most important lessons that I've learned.
And you've been able to develop that, which is, you know, something that it's almost kind of seems like you didn't have a plan B. You
No.
you
No.
made the main thing
Wow.
the main thing.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I told my parents this. There were times where I didn't even know if I would make it, but I was
Sheesh.
determined. And my dad, he was like, "You have this dream, and you can." He pushed me, so I like have to credit my parents. They were big supporters in my dream, even if I didn't know if it was possible. So,
That's what's up. Shout out to your parents. What are your parents' names?
John and Anna Malia.
Hey, shout out to you, John and Anamalia.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to you, parents, raising a bright young daughter and with savageness. Like seriously, like you didn't have a plan B, you just went for it. That's awesome.
Full send.
Full
Yeah, yeah.
send.
Which I don't know if I would recommend for everyone. I just was like, I need to get here.
Well, you got to fail. Like we talk about this too, right? Like there's this internal battle between getting comfortable and learning what you're doing that we just spoke about. But you got to fail. Like you got to fail in order to learn. And
Yeah.
then we have this. A lot of people use this phrase, "fail forward" or
Hmm.
"fail upward." Right?
Hmm.
Failing is a part of the process. And the people that have won are the ones that have just failed more than the ones that haven't.
Yeah.
Really, that's like the formula, right? Is like how comfortable can you get with that mindset?
Yeah, yeah.
I was here, what's his name? Eric Thomas, uh, preacher, E.T. Shout out to
Yeah.
E.T. He always talks about like failing forward. I hear like the greats, John Maxwell, E.T. They're always talking about failing forward. So, really, if you think about it, everything's just a learning lesson too,
Hmm.
more or
Hmm.
less. So that's what's up. That is what's up. Shout out to you. That's crazy. When do you write your book? We need a book from you. You need to produce some kind of a book because I'm sure all these young little ladies and little boys will read it. I think that
Yeah.
should be something you should work on because I think this is I think what you're doing is historic. First of all, is honestly it is. I haven't seen anyone in this space that looks like you or us or that in that space that you are in currently, and I think it's super inspiring, and I'm so happy that you're here with us on this on our podcast, the first podcast of the year.
Yeah,
To
no,
jump it
I'm
off,
happy.
we're 4 months in, but hey, we're going.
Hey, it's okay.
But yeah, that is crazy. Do you have any people that you look up to that inspire you? Any books that you're reading that encourage you or lift your mental, your minds, your mindset, or anything like that that you're
Yeah,
reading?
no, honestly, I am lucky. I work with a lot of incredible women. I look up to them every day. Our president is a woman. My senior vice president is a woman. My VP and executive director, she's a woman. So Mark Davis, our owner, has always been the Davis family that they've been trailblazers in hiring minorities and women when it wasn't always
Mhm.
looked upon as when it wasn't always approved, I would say, in like the general media, and they didn't care. They are hiring the best people for the job, and I think the Raiders, they are probably like one of the most diverse front office, which I think they pride themselves in. So I'm incredibly lucky that I get to learn every day from these women. Um, that's something that I never take for granted, and I'm always trying to like say soak up as many lessons as I can like while I'm here with them. It's I think I'm in a unique position, especially that all of my bosses are women.
We love women.
Yeah, man, women are there's powerful, man. I come from a strong family of strong women, so
Yeah,
I see it right away, man.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
see it. Shout
My
out to
family
Carrie.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
What?
no, even in my family, my grandma, she's the oldest of all her siblings. I'm the oldest of my siblings, so like I've always looked to my grandma too. She moved here from Tonga with all of her kids and raised a family here in the States. So she's obviously a trailblazer for me too. I look
Yeah.
at her strength
For real. Shout out
and
to
my mom.
Grandma.
Oh,
What's Grandma's
yeah.
name? What's Grandma's name? What's your grandma's name?
Oh, Fatima.
Fatima. Shout out to you, Grandma. We love you. Ofatu. Ofalahiyatu. And you
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
they call that? They call that loto in the Tongan language. It's called loto toa. It's like I don't know how to explain. It's like no fear, pretty
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
right? Loto toa. So that's and your last name Saulala.
Yeah.
What part of Tonga is that? Is it?
My dad's family's from Le Matua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where that's from. But
Vava'u.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Winnie, what was that again? Notice what was that saying you
Loto
said?
toa. Loto toa.
That
Loto
might be
toa.
Winnie's brand right there.
Sheesh. Come on.
Her new her new brand.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Notice is your family from Reno? Like you guys all you grew up there?
Man, yeah, yep. I grew up here. I went to high school, elementary school, high school, and some college up here. Yeah, we grew up here. But when my family migrated or immigrated from Tonga, they moved straight to Minnesota.
Wow.
Straight to Minnesota. My dad's brother was out in Minnesota, so we moved there, and that's kind of how I became a Bears fan. Is from, well, that whole Minnesota's all Vikings, right? But my uncles my uncles, they were all Bears fans.
Hmm.
That's how I became Bears fans when they moved to Minnesota. So I
Nice.
just, yeah, I just remember Walter Payton running through people. That's
Winnie,
how
our
I
whole group chat, there's like how many in our group chat? Notice how many is
in
it?
our podcast group
Seven?
chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
seven of us. Yeah.
seven of us. We're all like diehard fans of different teams. Two of them are aligned, but the rest of us are diehard. I'm Pat's fan. Notice is Bears fan. Coach is a Niners fan.
Hmm.
Techie and Joe are a Kansas City Chiefs fan. And then who am I missing?
Well,
We got
Paul,
everybody. Oh, and Paul. Well, Paul's got. Was he? What would you say his
I think he's a
number one
49. No, maybe an Arizona fan now that he lives in
split?
Arizona. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think he
think it
might be a.
becomes tough. I can't speak for him here, but I think it's tougher when you go play in the league, right? Then you got different loyalties. But I think he grew up a Niners fan, right?
Yeah, he grew up a Niners fan, Tom Brady
Yeah.
fan. And then what was it? No, I'm sorry, not Tom Brady fan, but well, when he went
Joe
and
Montana.
Joe Montana. Yeah, Joe Montana.
Yeah, you guys got a diverse group there.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy, kind of crazy.
We're
It's
not in agreement often. We'll just say that
no,
It's
no.
okay. It
when it
makes
comes
for
to NFL.
I imagine it makes for entertaining discussions.
Yes,
So what are you?
that's for
What?
sure.
So you're obviously a Raiders fan.
Yes. Yeah.
How does it feel to have Max Crosby back for you?
Hey, we love Max. We love Max.
Man, that dude is the truth. He is legit, legit. Like he's worth his money. He's. I seen him when we were down there on the field when you guys brought us down to the field this last
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah, nice.
Saw
Yeah.
him up close and personal. Oh my goodness, he's a beast.
Yeah,
Man, I
yeah.
wish we would have traded for him. So you guys are lucky to have him back.
I know. Shame on Baltimore.
Yeah, what's up with that? Good for the Raiders. Hey, we have a. Have you ever heard of Offa before, Winnie?
No, no. Is this your brand?
It's not mine. It's coach's. It's coach
Okay.
part of the other one. It's his nonprofit where he teaches. So you have somebody on your team that was part of that program, JPJ, your
Oh yeah.
offensive lineman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he came and so coach specializes in offensive line and D line,
Uh-huh.
and he has a nonprofit out of Utah. And they're in our opinion, our unbiased opinion,
Yeah.
that it's the best O line D line program in the nation. But
Really?
Mhm.
yes, because he has coach has people, and Tech is part of OFA as well,
Mhm.
but that we have number one ranked players in the state at some positions, and we have people
Wow.
going to the NF. They have people. We say we because we're just supporters of it. I'm not
Yeah.
really part of it. I just rock the gear that coach hooks me
Yeah.
up with, and I act like I'm part of it, but
Yeah,
because the gear is fire.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, so people going into the league, people going straight into starting positions, D1 programs. Coach is killing it. Pretty humble. Hopefully he might be able to hop on here shortly. Hopefully he can talk about it a little bit more too. But that's what the offer is. That's his program. Um,
Nice.
that coaches the O line, D line, and they travel to Vegas too. They should probably at some point, since he's a nonprofit, they should do some sort of partnership with you guys at some point.
Yeah,
You could send
I
us an
think they
email.
have a branch down there, like a development program in Nevada.
Oh
Um,
wow, okay.
yeah, it's awesome. Him and his wife run the program. It's a
Nice.
nonprofit 501(c)(3),
Yeah.
and he's dope. He's actually the one that helped me get our 501(c)(3) set up here in Reno for FKP.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a big factor in helping us set up, and also Tonga.
Yeah.
Tonga Tuitu. Shout out to our boy Tonga
Shout out to Tonga.
in
Nice.
Texas. He also helped me. Like
Yeah.
this is how our group. This is how our group works. Like we all went around. We all went to college together, but then we broke off, went our different like professional ways. We learned things, and we would keep we would share that information in our group chat to help each and every one of us level up. And this is how the podcast became. We was like, hey, we should probably share some of these tips with people so that they
Yeah.
can, advance too or whatever. But
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I mean, we always gotta, it's always good to help each other. I mean, especially like in underserved and we're like in communities of color, there's not always a lot of resources available to us. So we got to share what we know and kind of help others, bring others up with us. So that's amazing. That's cool.
100%. Yeah.
I do have a question for you, Notice.
What up?
What made you create the nonprofit? I remember when Piper, she first mentioned it to me, it came across my desk and I was like, I think this guy sounds Tongan. You mentioned your name and then she showed me the nonprofit. I was like, wow, this is incredible, especially for me, like being able to have that personal touch point of the fact that you guys are poly.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we're a diverse group. We have Samoans,
Yeah.
Mexicans, Fijians, what else? Man, all sorts of people in our group nonprofit. But yeah, we how did we start it? We were doing a bunch of things like backpack drives with just going out to feed the homeless,
Mhm.
and someone said, or it was actually in our group chat in our podcast group chat, said, hey, why don't you guys just become a nonprofit, like get help from other people. It was Donga and Coach and Jake, people like Jake
Mhm.
that helped install those seeds of developing an actual nonprofit to get the actual help, because we
Yeah.
would, we would come out of pocket every weekend for
Oh
our
wow.
programs. So
Mhm.
every weekend we throw in money to, let's say we had a food drive or a turkey drive or a backpack drive, what we were saving up for, we it would always come out of our own pocket. And people were like, yeah, Jake and Tonga were like, why don't you get assistance from the
Mhm.
local people, like the grocery stores? They want to help. There are these companies out there that want to help do these things, and what you guys are trying to provide, they'll, gladly be there to help you guys out. So one thing led to another, and bam, we had the nonprofit.
That's
Keep,
amazing.
keeping it 100 though, like how everything started, like back how we all met.
Oh
We met
yeah,
because of Kava,
yeah,
right?
yes,
So
100%.
and then like the brotherhood that
Hmm.
you get out of it, like the good that you can, because the good that you can make from building friendships and talking stories and clowning on each other, and you learn in being through the highs and the lows, losing family members, and
Yeah.
just building. There's not a whole lot, like, especially I like to talk about this because outside of the kava circle, there's not a whole lot, especially I think for men to bond in a brotherhood. I think every man needs to find a path to, to have a group that has his back, right? I think that's a hard thing to find. And now, like, you're having sisterhoods build their own circles too, right? So it's gone to a lot of different ways. But that set the foundation for some of these other things. And then we're like, of course, they built their group up there after we've known each other for many, many years from our college days. And then why not turn it into something that also gives back to the community while we have our brotherhood thing going on, right? And so turn that into a nonprofit, turn it a way to give back. If we're going to do our brotherhood thing and build each other up in the circle, we can do other ways out. But I just want to talk about like how the foundation was around the circle. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's what brought us together. That's what built friendship that has lasted for us being across the United States from each other. That's what built that foundation first, and then we've gone into a lot of these other things. But yeah, I met every single person in our group through Kava first, and
Yeah.
then a lot of these other things kind of came as a result of our friendships we built there.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's amazing. You guys have built a community around your group and now you're giving back. It's great to hear.
Yeah, it's wild. And you gotta kind of remind ourselves too. Back in the islands, like especially in Tonga, like in our small little villages, the Gava circle or the Gava huts are the ones that usually, for the most part, they raise all the money for the kids and like for school uniforms, for scholarships, for the kids that can't afford like their books or tuition for school. And even like the bus bus driver, like they help fund different buses to help pick up kids that are in their village that go to school down like in the city center or a little bit further out from their village. They raise money for those kids to take the bus back to their village, and it's an actual integral part of the culture and and our customs. And so we've like then that's kind of how we kind of relate to having our Kava Club as a nonprofit here in Reno, is that we're doing the same type of thing, but our community is a little bit bigger. Like we have Reno and Sparks, the Northern Nevada community. So it's how we've been able to relate or like to carry forward, like, and also like give back to
Yeah,
those
yeah.
to the people that um help raise us here in this community. Like most of the people sitting on our board, we have a 8 member or 9 member board. Every single one of us grew up here. We're from Reno. We
Yeah.
all were raised here. And we actually used to go to backpack drives at the backpack drive that we hold our at the park that we hold our backpack drive at. We used to go to that same park,
Mhm.
and that park is considered the hood area of Reno, where where we grew up.
Yeah.
It's the Dick Taylor
Mhm.
Park. It wasn't the greatest area when we were growing up, but now it's a lot better. It's a lot cleaner, less crime. But we took our backpack drives straight to that park because we remember going to, they used to have fire trucks and police officers and different programs around the city that would hand out backpacks to us. So we remember like, why don't we just go back to that park and do that same thing? And that's what inspired us to keep doing it there. At
Nice. That's amazing.
Coach, what's up? Hold up, hold up. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Hold up. We just we have Coach Will Kofa here, just tuning in. Welcome, Coach, to the podcast.
Man, sorry I got on so late, guys.
How are you?
Coach.
Can you? Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome, welcome.
Coach, what's up, man? Yeah, so we've learned a little bit about Winnie's story a little bit. We kind of talked about, what she's doing for the Raiders Foundation. We did a soft intro because I'm rocking some of your fire gear over here. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
dude.
But yeah, so maybe you can touch on a little bit of what your nonprofit does too, and then we can kind of catch everybody up to speed there as well. But yeah, glad to have you on, Coach.
Thanks for having me. I didn't want to miss this opportunity to meet the Weenie. Yes, I didn't want to miss this
Facts.
opportunity, so I had to rush to try to get on so I can have an opportunity to meet you and just congratulate you for all your hard work. Because, us little guys, we see it. What you're doing on a larger national level, and so just wanted to be a part of this meeting. But just like Jake was talking about, I live here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we run our nonprofit. The name of our nonprofit, as you see on Jake's hat, is called OFA. And in Tongan, it means love, right? For the love of the game. And it's an acronym for Offering Football Fundamentals for Athletes. And
Wow.
so we focus on offensive and defensive alignment. So all the big boys here in the state of Utah, they come through our program, and we just kind of help them navigate through college and get an opportunity to get a free scholarship and play at the next level is the goal. So that's the Notice was talking about backpacking, and yes, I've been through this process. I understand this process, and so this is just my opportunity to give back to all the kids here in the state of Utah. And that's why we do it, for the kids.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And I think he mentioned that JPJ came through.
Oh yes, JPJ's our dude. When we first started this program, Jackson was one of our first, and that first generation of our
Wow.
kids, and now he's doing big things now in your organization at the Raiders, and it's a blessing for us to see that he made it. That's a lot of the goals for especially the Palangi kids here in the state. That's always the goal in their mind, is to try to see if they can make it to that next level, and
Yeah.
we just trying to prepare them for that level is our goal.
No, that's incredible. And how long have you guys been running
Yeah, yeah.
your
So, and
nonprofit?
here in the state of Utah, this will be year number 8 for us. We actually started
Wow.
in Idaho, which now it's probably since 2010. So it's 16 years since we started um, the program, the OFA program. Yes,
That's
yes,
incredible.
I know, I
That's
know.
amazing.
It's more of a blessing for me and my wife and my family than for anybody else because we're in the midst, we're in the trenches, and we um, try to create relationships with the families here in the state, and hopefully they get an opportunity. That's the goal.
Coach, any plans to expand
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
Vegas area? We might have some connects in the Vegas area now.
Yes, you know, actually, our program will be coming down to Vegas. Yes,
Oh,
we'll be there in the
really?
weekend
When?
of May 2nd, May 3rd, that weekend, the first weekend in May. There's actually a 5-on-5
Okay.
tournament that we travel our kids to throughout the West Coast. And
Hmm.
one of our stops is in Vegas this year.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll make a note. Maybe
Yes.
I can try to come out and meet you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yes, yes. And so there's other nonprofits that will also be there. These are just the
Mhm.
local Vegas guys. Um, E73 is the name of the program that's
Mhm.
there. There's some other programs that's also involved in this tournament, but a bunch of poly guys that have played at the next level, have played in the league. They just coming back and do what I do here in Utah.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
incredible.
and so we kind of collab and you know bring our kids like, "Yo, my kids versus your kids. Like, what's up? You know. So it's pretty competitive, and so it's a good opportunity for our kids to just get some film, some tape, and hopefully the Las Vegas Raiders see some of our kids and want to draft them too.
Yeah, yeah. I can't speak to that, but I can try and help on the community
Love
side.
it, love it.
That's awesome.
Something that you two have in common is specifically Coach and Winnie is being trailblazers without having really anybody else kind of show the way. And you know that it's easier to do that kind of thing when you have support, when you have a group, when you have people with you, right? I don't know, between the two of you, we can kind of talk about like your vision and what motivated you to just kind of go out on your own and create something that no one had created before.
I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. This is something that I had dreamed about, but my I couldn't do it without like the support of my family. This is something that I mentioned since I was a kid, and I think when I dreamed about this, I was ready to stop at nothing to like, get to where I wanted to go. So I think yeah, I just I was really motivated to get to where something that I dreamed about, and I didn't even realize that I was, to your point, like kind of trailblazing, I guess. It was unintentional. It was I just wanted to do something I was passionate about, and my dad always taught me like doesn't matter what you do, you just work the hardest at everything you're given, and so that was something that stuck with me, and so I guess I unintentionally kind of like got uh basically paved this way, I guess.
Yeah,
But it wasn't intentional at all.
my turn. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, Jake, nobody, when I moved here to Utah, nobody was doing this. There was no 5-on-5. There was no lineman training here in the state of Utah, which was odd because there's a lot of linemen here in the state. And so when we created this program, um, we started to get some traction. And then, like you said, we kind of blazed the lanes for other people to follow. And now there's multiple training programs here in the state, specifically for linemen, the big boys, O line and D line. And so, yeah, man, I guess it feels good. I never thought about it, Jake. That just what we're doing and how we do it. Um, Everybody else on the West Coast is starting to see it, but we're in Utah, so man, everything I do, I ride for the state, I ride for for the kids and the families here that were born and raised here in the state of Utah.
It takes a special person to have the vision to dream big and then chase your dreams, and not, in Winnie's case, not knowing that she's trailblazing for a bunch of other younger people that are looking up to you and saying, hey, I can do it too, right? I mean, that's the awesome part. At the end, and Winnie, obviously you're making a huge impact, not just in the community, but like you're making a blast radius of positivity by doing what you do. You're helping all sorts of groups, especially in the nonprofit space. That's huge, right? You're helping people that sometimes like nobody's looking their way, and you're looking their way and making a difference. At the end of the day, let's say, Winnie, you're towards the end of your life. What do you want to be known for? What do you want your legacy to be?
Uh, I guess helping people. That's always been, I guess, the root of my work and in everything that I do. I think also growing up in the Tongan culture, you're always taught to give back and like be humble and kind of help the people that are coming behind you. So to me, if that's all that people remember about me, that would be incredible. And it's something that I brought into my work. And obviously now that I work in a nonprofit, it's something I get to do every day.
And the
Man, I
cool
love
part,
that.
and the cool part about like when you saying like helping people,
Hmm.
it's nice when people come back and
Yeah.
help. You know what I'm saying? Like you've helped kind of navigate the families through the recruiting process in my world. They have an opportunity to play at the next level. I just hope, and I kind of remind my kids, I just hope they would come back and just do what I'm doing, so I don't have
Yeah.
to do it anymore, or at
Yeah.
least not as work as hard. You know what I'm saying? I got a team, I got a squad. You know what I mean? Of some
Yeah.
dudes that can help push the agenda of what trying to accomplish.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
You know, I'd like
When
to
I hear,
see. Go ahead, Jake. I think I'm getting a
when,
little bit of delay here, but go ahead, Jake.
oh, sorry about that. Notice. When I think about, we all of us have lived out west, right? At some point where the snow is like crazy, and I just think about like you two and the examples that you're setting, and in the community you two notice with the nonprofits, and like what you're doing is you're literally you're making a path through the snow for other people to walk through. The snow is sometimes 20 feet deep, right? And you're just like Winnie, not even knowing. She's like happy, 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 running through, paving that way, making it easier for everybody to follow her. So, I just love that about our group and the people we surround ourselves with. And Coach, to your point, I'm sure those shoulders are tired from paving the way. That's why you want people to come back into the program, you know, so you could get a little break here or there. Yeah, I'd love to get out of the rat race I'm in and come help you. I got a goal to move out west in the next couple of years, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe I can come help you and take some of that burden off of you as well. Um,
Hey, let's go, Jake. Let's go, baby.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I got some goals with notice to hopefully escape our 9 to 5 and do more fun things like help with OFA and help with more nonprofits. What was it that you had noticed?
No, yeah, for sure. That's a whole nother podcast. We could talk about that at the next podcast. But yeah, for sure. No, I was just saying that, I would love to see, Winnie, is for you. I mean, I'm just projecting this for you to maybe even start like I don't know, not like a book club, but like go out and you're speaking to, you're holding like conferences and you're speaking to other, people to let them know how they can get into the space that you're at. Man, I would love to see that because I wish I had someone in your position back when I was in high school. Back when I was in high school, or I could see someone like Coach back when I was in high school, having people like Coach Kofi here. Having programs like that when I was in high school or when I was growing up. I think that'd be so powerful to have that now. You be out there sharing, kind of like what we're doing now, just sharing like little nuggets of wisdom with people. Have you
Yeah.
ever got approached to do something like that yet, Winnie?
Not really. I like sometimes I like get approaches to like get to like speak on panels, but never really like conferences or anything. But I would love to if that opportunity ever came. I know we talk about like if I am the first, I hope I'm not the last
Mm,
um, Polynesian Tongan woman that you see in this space. And so I'm trying to make it so it's a space that's accessible for other people with a similar background as well. So I would love to do that if the opportunity ever came up.
Here's our future companies. I like our collective between us. Our future company's name is going to be Blueprint. TM. Somebody reserve that name for us. Blueprint. And then the motto is what's the saying again? Notice in Tongan, the motto is going to be that.
Lototo'a.
Yeah, there we go.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because you really, when you think about it, you have to get outside of yourself to do something, to
Yeah. Yeah.
create a program or add value to yourself. You intentionally got to kind of almost in a way add value to others.
Mhm.
And and that's what I'm learning right now, I'm learning just like y'all. Being genuine, is being a genuine person to someone, being friendly. It all helps, man. When it comes down to it, it all helps.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and like I think keeping the connections that you make, you never know who like later down the line you'll meet them again and it could be something incredible one day. So that's,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm curious, what characteristic does one have to blaze the trail? Like, what's one thing that someone should have or have naturally that they that it would motivate them or encourage them, or you know what I'm saying, to blaze that trail?
What was the question for me?
Anybody?
I think I touched on this earlier, but kind of not being afraid to not being afraid of rejection. But like if I think someone mentioned to me like rejection is God's redirection. So sometimes I know it can be discouraging to go into these spaces, go into these rooms, meet these people, and if the answer is no, it makes you want to give up. But you have to have that drive to keep going and okay, maybe this didn't work, but something else will. And kind of like that would be to me probably one of the most important traits is that drive and not being afraid of rejection because you never know what's meant for you.
Coach, she talked about the ability, and coach, you encouraged the rest of us to do this because you've kind of set a really good example about this. But she was talking about networking
Oh yeah.
and her ability. If she was a Madden player, her network skill would be at 100, right? Because she's been able to network with the right people at the right times and really set herself up to be handpicked and for the positions that have challenged her and but have been perfect for her, right?
Yeah.
And so I would add what she talked about earlier before you jumped on, and what you have encouraged the rest of us to focus on is, we say your network is your net worth, right? Those are the things that we say to each other, but and coach, you've inspired us to kind of push for mentors and look for people that challenge us in that way, but really like adding to the, fail forward and not be fearless in failing, but also networking. They're kind of hand in hand together, right? Because you got to be fearless in how you approach other people and get to know them and everything to that extent. But that was a big point that she made where she's just, level 100 networking skill.
Yeah.
And that's where a big part of the reason where she is right now.
Yeah, I learned really early, just being in the coaching world, is it's not about who you know, it's who knows you.
Yeah.
When the opportunity rises, are they gonna be like, oh, Whitney, yes, let's hit her up because she's perfect, you know what I'm saying? So that's how people get lucky. It's just being able to have conversations and being in people's minds and sending a text to the homies here and there, like, hey man, just checking in. That those things are like behind closed doors. They mean a lot in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They mean a lot in next year when you see them again.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. No, no, no. I sent you a text. What's up, man?
Yeah.
I need you now. I've been texting you. We've been talking about. I need you now. It's time now. And so
Yeah.
hopefully they're there, in a place to now hop on a wagon with you and push whatever you guys have going at that moment.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think networking is so important, especially in the sports industry and probably in most industries. But so many of the people that I work with got their job because their boss met them somewhere and their boss remembered them
Yep.
and said, "Hey, I have this position open. I remember meeting you at this place and you seem perfect for it." So I think building your network and keeping those connections because later down the line, you never know what may happen.
Who who is? Can you kind of? We're gonna name drop right now. I'm gonna ask you right. Name drop. Like
Yeah.
who are some key players in your corner, or one key person in your corner that kind of help propel you, or like at least open your mind to like reach for bigger stars or more stars in the future?
Yeah, I think I mentioned her name earlier, but the reason that I am in the position that I am is Piper. She is our senior vice president, and I met her at a training camp trip that I had worked, and I went to introduce myself, and I saw her at a few more shifts, and when that position opened, she's the one who like kind of brought my name up when and said, "Oh, what about Winnie?" And so they sometimes I'm quiet, so I don't always stand out. So they were like, "Oh, well, we didn't really think about that." So they called me and saw if I wanted to like come in and try out the position, and I fell in love with the work, and so I've been here ever since. So she's been a great advocate for me. And to your point of building your network, making sure that there's people who are advocating for you when you're not there. And so she's someone for me who's done that. And my boss as well, Carrie O'Hara, she's amazing. She's always advocating for me on my behalf if I'm not there as well. So
That's dope.
Yeah, coach, we need to link you up with those individuals. They are so dope. Carrie is off the hook, dope, genuine, down to earth, and so is Piper. We need to link y'all for real, for real. Like they
Yeah.
are awesome people, man.
JPJ already scolded me for not coming down to Vegas to watch his game, so I gotta make a trip down there to come see my dude, man.
Yeah.
He should be his rookie contract should be coming up, so I got to see him at least before he, you know,
Yeah.
somebody else steals him from us.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to come out to a game one time.
Shout out to the Raiders, man. Shout out to you, Winnie. Shout out to everybody in your organization. Shout out to your journey, to your, everything that you're learning and you're sharing with us today on this special first podcast of the year for us. Shout out to you. Thank you again for being on here. And coach, thank you. Um, I just I've learned a lot. I've been taking notes here from what you've been sharing, Winnie. So thank you.
No, thank you guys. I'm happy to be on, and it was great talking to you guys.
Winnie, you said something earlier. You're like, yeah, I'm not a great, or your public speaking's not like not your favorite thing, right? But you're very well spoken. It's
Thank
like I would give you a really high Madden rating on that one too.
you.
So it doesn't show up in real life. So maybe that one's in your head, or maybe you've worked on
Yeah.
it a ton. But that's a really good one too. I don't know if it noticed you had much more, but I was a little bit curious, Winnie, about like the before the ambassador
Mhm.
program. Like, how did your journey get to the ambassador program before that? Like, what were you interested in? What were you doing in life? What led you to that before the ambassador stuff?
Yeah, I was living in the Bay, and I knew I wanted to get into sports, but I didn't know what was the route. I honestly didn't really, I went to community college, and so I knew I wanted to get into sports, but like I wasn't sure in like the path. And so I kind of just doing a lot of random odd jobs here and there in the Bay. And my mom is a flight attendant. So she got based in Las Vegas, and at the time, our whole family wasn't ready to move. But I had nothing tying me to the Bay, and I thought it was a good opportunity for me to kind of get out of somewhere that I grew up and, like I said earlier, get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to see like what else was out there. So I thought I'd move to Vegas with my mom. And so I think a few months after I moved to Vegas, I found the ambassador position. My mom ended up going back to the Bay, but I was very adamant on trying to work my way in. So I ended up staying. But yeah, I didn't really have like a specific like path before this. I think I just was whatever job came my way. I kind of just took it and was just like, okay, I'll do this for now. But I would say moving here kind of was the biggest opportunity for growth because you're getting outside of your comfort zone. You're in a neighborhood you don't know. I don't know anyone when I was coming. So it gave me the space to grow and kind of get out of my normal routine that I was in the Bay Area. So
Wait, wait. So you didn't go to Harvard and then have your Harvard people set up all the right connects for you to get in the right place. This is like so these kind of stories are just so important because nothing was handed to you. You also had to find your journey on your own, but like got working odd jobs, community college, like starting there, right? Everybody else out there's got no excuses. That's the message that needs to go out there because everything is out there to happen through not just like seizing it, but through networking, through winning people over with your personality. Like I absolutely love that story because it just gets rid of the excuses that people have in their mind or the little voice that tells them they can't do something. You know, that's a big part of our message is we want to encourage people to do to make the leap, to try. You don't have to have everything handed to you. You can go find it and take it.
yeah, no, that's basically how it
It's
happened.
basically what you've done. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
love it.
so
Winnie, have you played Madden? Do you understand the Madden scores when Jake's
yeah,
telling? Okay,
yes.
all
No,
right,
no, no. No, I understand the Madden score.
all right, cool. Yeah, you're up there in the 100s, man.
Thank you.
For real, for real. That's awesome.
Coach, got anything on your mind? Anything else you want to touch on here?
Yeah, I know I jumped in here late. Every question I had, she's already answered it. You know, um, I'm just curious. Just like from a nonprofit organization, um, how how do we get seen? What are some of the things that we need to do as a nonprofit to at least do we need to join the Chamber of Commerce? Do we need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we need
Yeah.
to get in these little groups? What do
Mhm.
we need to do to help kind of create some opportunities for our organization?
That's a good question. So there's so many nonprofits, and it's always hard for us to kind of serve everyone. But I think what we like to see is consistency. Like, how long have you been doing this work, and how consistent have you been throughout the years, and what is the impact in your community? And I think you guys are already doing a great job of that. I think it's the platform of just how do we get your nonprofit out there and spread the word. So I think to your point, joining these groups help you a lot because you're introducing a whole new group of people to your nonprofit and the work that you do. And that always helps. Like when we are, for example, when we do grant cycles, a lot of times we'll get applications from nonprofits who we've never heard of, but when we go out into the community, we ask, "Hey, have you heard of this?" And a lot of times their work speaks for itself, and the people will come back and say, "Hey, they do amazing work in this space," and so that means a lot to us because the people that we trust are advocating for you. So I think you bringing up that Chamber of Commerce and those groups there in Utah, I think that's a great opportunity because, like I said, you're introducing your work to a whole new group of people.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, but you guys seem
How
like you're doing amazing, like incredible work. So like I would say keep being consistent, basically, and like that helps to platform your organization as well if your work is is as amazing as it seems.
Winnie, is there certain things you look for in terms of like a social media presence from the nonprofits? I know you answered part of it by the word of mouth. You like to hear if the
Mhm.
community knows them,
Mhm.
but is there certain things that kind of stand out when you're looking any online or social media presence factors that you like to see?
Yeah, I mean, it helps, but it's not always a deciding factor. I mean, a lot of the nonprofits that we fund our smaller nonprofits that don't really necessarily have the means or resources to have a whole social media team to kind of market what they do. For us, it's important that you're doing the work in the community. And like I know personally when I'm looking through grant applications, I'm doing a deep dive on Google. I'm like, okay, what have they done? I see some organizations are in the news because of the work that they're doing. So that helps as well. So I don't think we really necessarily lean on the social media. It helps because it helps us get a visual, but it doesn't take away from organizations who don't necessarily have a social media presence.
That's interesting to know. That's good. That's a good point to have to understand that part.
Yeah, because sometimes you might have the best social media team and you're actually not doing the work that you could be saying that you're doing. So it's important for us to balance kind of that we see the visuals of what you're doing, but we also want to make sure that this is like you are a trusted organization in the community and that your impact is what you say it is.
That's what's up. That's a pro tip.
Yeah.
On a
So,
lighter note, I got a couple questions.
sure, Jake, go for it.
What is on Winnie's playlist right now in terms of the music you're listening to?
I feel like it's always changing. It always depends on my mood. Most of the time, it's always R&B. I like that's always what I go back to, but I feel like it depends on my mood. Like on a summer day, I feel like it's reggae because it's just the mood. It's just when I come out, I'm going into the I'm going to work, I want to listen to reggae. So that's what it's been lately because it's been pretty hot here in Vegas, but it's shifting. But most of the time, either R&B or reggae, I guess.
Let's go. So you either like falling in love or being in love or the feel good, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the vibe right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Yeah.
been listening to, man, there's been a lot, like an uptick of AI music coming out, especially in the reggae music.
Yes.
You guys been hearing a lot? Winnie, what's on? Do you get a lot of people sending you unreleased tracks?
I not release track, but I do get like on my For You page, it's like AI music. It's crazy how far it's come. It's insane.
Mhm. Yeah, there's so much music out there now. I don't know, and like I've listened to a lot of the AI music. It's almost like they all kind of like blend and sound like each other for
Mm.
sometimes when you listen to
Yeah,
a
the
lot of it.
voices. This is the
Yeah.
thing I'm noticing. The voice that the AI is making like the same voice
Hmm.
Yeah.
on a lot of the shared ones and some sort of blend between, so I'm just seeing some of that similarity. But we have a friend, close friend, notice built his music that he's been making is fire. So and he's using AI to make it. He has a music background too, right? Notice.
Yeah, it's lightweight, but he's mostly a painter, like a painter guy. What is it? Graffiti artist.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. He's been down there in Vegas painting a couple murals and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy how he's doing this music. All in, I can't remember what program he's using, but there's a lot of cats out there using the AI music. Are you musically
Yeah.
inclined? Winnie, do you sing, play a guitar, instruments, anything like that?
I wish I did. My sister sings. She's a really good singer. My mom plays the piano,
Mm.
but unfortunately, I did not get that gene. I wish I did.
How many brothers and sisters you have? How big is your family?
I have three younger sisters, so we're actually, I think, out of all like our cousins, we're probably the smallest family. I know Tongan families are usually huge, but I'm the oldest of three girls, so
Oh, that's what's
or
up.
four, like four including me. But yeah,
Right on, right on. Shout out to your sisters.
yeah.
Do they look up to you? Do they think that what you're doing is fascinating? They're like, how do they feel about what you're doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, siblings are siblings, so sometimes they'll say like they'll try their best to humble you, uh, but no, they sometimes like when we're serious that they will tell me that how much it means that I do the work that I do, which to me is why I do everything. I always tell people like the best title that I have is oldest sister.
Mm.
Everything I do is for them, and I want to be the best example for them because I know that they're coming up behind me, and I want them to have all the opportunities that they need to succeed as well. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
I love that.
Doing a great job. I believe you're
Thank
doing
you.
an amazing job and keep it up, man.
Thank you so much.
That's what's up. Anything you guys like to share? Anything else you'd like to talk about, Winnie? Anything that we might not have asked you that you might want to talk about, or anything particular that's coming up for you for the rest of the season? Anything you're looking forward to? Concerts? know there's some concerts that my wife wants to go to down in Vegas.
Really? And Allegiant?
Yeah, she wants. I think the Dome, the Backstreet Boys, I think are
Oh
doing.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
she's trying to drag me down there for that.
I will say the Sphere is very cool. So if you get the opportunity,
Okay.
you should go. It's very cool in there.
Backstreet Boys, bro, you gotta go. Come on, Notice. Stop playing. Notice, come on, man. Back
You
in
you got to go, and you got to wear all white.
Yeah, you gotta play into the theme. You gotta
yeah.
go.
Only if you guys go with your wife, Coach. I'll meet you there with your wife.
Straight.
No man. But yeah, hey, shout out to the Raiders. I seen this Piper just reshared and well, and also it's all over the NFL news, but the Raiders are or the Allegiant Stadium is hosting the 2029
Yes.
Super
Yes.
Bowl.
Yeah. We're very
Let's
excited.
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah, yeah. So we were here. I was an ambassador still, but I was working with the foundation at the time that the first Super Bowl came. And honestly, it's incredible. Like they have, and I think Vegas is the perfect place to host it. I know they tour around to different cities, but Vegas is the perfect place. You have the strip here, so it can host all the tourists that are coming in. Radio Row was at Mandalay Bay, and that was so cool to see Super Bowl experience. I brought my dad out, so he got to meet Devontae Smith and Jordan Mailata when they were here. So that like made his whole year basically that he got to come out and see. So we're very excited that the Super Bowl is coming back.
Man, I am too. I hope, man, shoot, I'd love to go that the Super
It'd be
Bowl.
perfect for some non-profit tickets, right? Wink, wink,
Right? Shoot.
Ooh.
Man, Winnie, do you know any brothers that you could recommend us to that would love to come on the show? Because we don't have a good track record of having brothers on the show, like guy. Like, I don't know what it is. They say they want to come on and talk to us, but then all of a sudden, like, man, they crickets, nothing. If you have anyone, if you know anyone that would be of an encouraging, that is an awesome person just like you, or they'd love to come and talk with us on the podcast, we'd love to have them. So
Yeah. I'll get the word out.
yeah. Who is that Tongan cat that plays for the Raiders? There was that one.
Mafi.
Yeah, Mafi. Yeah, we got to meet
Yeah.
him when we were down there.
He's from the Bay as well, so
He's from the Bay.
yeah.
Man, I
It's a
wonder
nice
if Paul
little
knows him.
community we're building there from the Bay, people from the Bay.
Right.
So when
Coach,
he's running around, is he like, yee? Is just this thing or what?
I don't know, probably maybe, but
he was cool, man. It was cool to meet him. Like, I don't know. The Raiders Foundation invited our nonprofit down there. They gave us sideline passes. They took us all over the stadium, got to meet the players and the OG players that used to play for the Raiders, like managers for the team it was 100 class act that it blew the socks off of our board committee members when they were down there. We got to be down on the field, and they were just like some of them. Some of our board members on our FKP nonprofit board, that was like their first time ever going to an NFL game ever.
really,
Wow.
A bunch of them, and
I love to hear that. There's a lot of the organizations that we work with, it's always when they get to come, and I love to see the look on kids' faces or anyone's faces that when they get to see the stadium for the first time. But Piper wanted to get some AAPI groups in that last game and kind of as an ode to the football culture in our community.
mhm.
So I was very happy when she kind of mentioned that she wanted to bring you guys uh, onto the field and get you guys that experience. That was fun for me as well.
First time it got hella spoiled.
Yeah.
Hella spoiled.
I'm not jealous at all.
Yeah, it was
I
crazy.
saw those pictures and I was like, man, how come I'm not there? Man.
We were playing that was the Chiefs game too, right? Yeah, with
Yeah, it was the last game. Yeah.
I told Tech in the group chat, I was like, dude, you just need to come down here, man. I got a ticket for
You
you. Tech, one of our guys on our podcast group, he does the music, our channel music.
Mhm.
But he's a huge Chiefs fan, him and Joe. and told them, man, I told them, man,
You did. You did.
just
You did.
just come down. But but yeah, it was an amazing experience. And so yeah, coach, amazing. The Raiders, man, they're I can't not like see me sporting the hat, man. But I learned
Yeah.
so much of their foundation work. Is I think they're one of the the largest foundation like nonprofit works throughout the whole 32 teams in the NFL.
Wow.
I want to say they're like the top, honestly, of how
One of
they
one.
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't,
really.
I think every team kind of like structures theirs differently. So it's just Carrie and I in the foundation, but we fall under like the community impact umbrella, which Piper oversees. So
Mhm.
I think notice you worked with Barry and Carla. I think they came up to Reno.
Yeah, yeah.
They're part of our CR team. They're
Okay.
incredible. They do so much work too. So we all of our departments, I think it's like foundation, community relations, football development, and government relations. We're all kind of working together to like drive the mission. But yeah, it's like a one big family trying to get give back to the community essentially.
Coach, they
So
We
notice you got Carla. Who's mine? Who's in Utah?
man, maybe Winnie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
guys,
they're
you need to make that one of one like that you were talking about.
yeah.
Some of our friends, and we went through one of our friends. Used to own a card shop, so the whole one of one that like
Yeah,
has significance in our world quite a
yeah.
bit to us. We all have cards and collect them, but you need like a badge, one of one minted, graded 10. That'll be like your badge that you guys have for your group.
That's dope.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would
and
be
they're great. I'm like I love that I get to work every day with these incredible people. So
yeah, I want to put something together, maybe through the encouragers or through Alpha, where we
Mhm.
could have a platform. I want to see you speak to like younger kids in our, in the area, or I'd love for you to do that, Winnie. I would love for you to be in front of some of these faces that these young minds out here. I know here in Reno, shout out to Boasi, Manu. He has a daughter that works in the sports. She works for the Nevada Wolfpack team. And when
Oh,
the Raiders came up here, she
mhm.
had so many. She stayed with their booth. She asked Iberi and the young lady that she was with. Please excuse me. I forgot her name, but
Carla.
Carla. That's right, Carla. Sorry, Carla. She was asking him pro tips and like how to get in the space, and she was just eating it up, man. She loved that she stuck around them the whole time that they were up here.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think they exchanged information. So, for people like her, young kids like her that want to get into sports and stuff like
Yeah.
that, I want to see you come and speak and be out there and people to hear you. That's why you need to come up with a book, do a, or even start your own podcast or something. But I think it would be dope. It's really inspiring. So I just want to I can't say enough of that, but
Yeah, no, I remember when they came back, they actually told me about her. So I would love to
okay.
meet. I need to make a trip up to Reno with them one of these days. Um, but that would be incredible. Like I said, if I'm the first Tongan woman in a space, I want to make sure I'm not the last. So
Let's go, dude.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. That's dope. That's fire. That's a mic drop right there.
That's a that's a you throw the tee up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, malo,
exactly.
malo.
Man, well, once again, thanks. Coach, you have anything else you'd like
Man, I'm
to
just grateful to be here, to meet you, Winnie. I just, from my side, I'm just grateful to, that you're doing what you're doing on your end, because once the stars align and we can have opportunity to connect, the impact's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so this introduction has been cool for me, for my team, for my group, for my nonprofit. Just an opportunity for us to connect again in the future
yeah.
is the reason why I really wanted to be here to connect with you, and appreciate Notice and Jake for hosting us, man. Winnie, this ain't the last time. How you say there's no tongue. Yeah, this ain't the last
Yeah.
time we're gonna link up. I'm gonna bother you and just try to pick your brain a little bit of how we can just. I'm just trying to impact my state. and you can kind of feed me some information of how I can do that on a grander scale.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, it's great to meet you, and I love to hear the work that you're doing. It sounds incredible, and I know we'll meet again, hopefully in person soon. So,
Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
Jake,
I'm
did you?
good, man. I'm just,
Right on.
yeah.
My little coach. Jake, do you have anything else you wanna that you wanted to ask Winnie while we have her?
I don't have any more questions, but like I mentioned earlier, there's no question why she's successful. You have a conversation with her, and she lifts everybody up around her, and it makes such a positive impact, and immediately can connect with people. That's like such a valuable skill. Again, I have no questions why you've made it where you are. You forged yourself into a person that gets along with people really well and makes fast connections, even virtually, which is really hard to do, I think. I can only imagine how it feels in person. You have a super valuable skill. uh Really, what it's just you being kind and connecting with people. And we use the word frequency not to kind of put our tinfoil hats on, but just being positive, right? It's being kind, being positive, and but having ambition on top of that and confidence. Like, that's a dangerous combination in terms of success, right? And so, and then sharing it with others, like having a kind heart on top of all that. You love to see it. That's what we're all about. We love that. We share that with each other. We lift each other up. You're in a perfect person to have on this podcast because you embody that, maybe even better than we do. And, we've loved to have you on. Your message and your countenance, everything has been great. So I'll leave it to your family members to tease you after I'm lifting you up there, giving you all those compliments. But notice, you got anything in closing?
No, just once again, thank you again for being here with us, Winnie. Thanks for taking this, amount of time to be with us and to speak life and speak intention, speak encouragement into our listeners, and we really appreciate that. We have a span that we're not a huge podcast, but we're impactful podcast. There's a lot of people in the outer islands that actually tune into our podcast. So
That's amazing.
so thank you, and thank you for being here and taking your time to spend with us. They appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me. It's been great talking to you guys and hearing the work that you guys are doing. Notice, I hope I come up to Reno one day, or you'll come down here. And Jake, if you come out west to the West Coast, maybe we can all.
Definitely.
Thank you guys so much.
Right on. And on that note, thank you all for tuning in and be encouraging.